welcome to an all-new episode of Hatching for Health, where our mission is to create a platform for people to tell their story, to educate the public, and to build a more compassionate community. And I'm your host, Jessica Hatch. Today we have the pleasure of being joined by attorney Brian White. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it has been a long while. I've wanted to have you on the show to talk about the many things that you do in the community with your firm, and you're finally here. So
yes. It's
great to have you. So tell me a little bit about your background, kind of leading into your personal injury career.
Well, I grew up in Galveston. I graduated from Ball High. That's why I'm so gangster. And in high school, I had a school nurse who, she kind of liked me, I guess. And she was the one who sort of like said, I think you should be a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, but she did it in a way where she showed me pictures of her son, who was a lawyer.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't care about that. And then it was like, her son with a car or something, and I was like, oh yeah, whatever, cool car. And then it was her son with a car in a big house or something like that, and I was like, well, that sounds pretty good. And then it was her son with all that stuff and his family, and I was like, man, that guy is pretty cool. And she was like, he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And so she built her case.
There you go.
Yeah.
She built her case for your inspiration to go down that path many
and
years
here I
later.
am. Thank you, Miss Conrad.
Yeah, really. So, and your firm is located right here in Houston, Texas. So tell me, you guys focus on personal injury.
Yes, about all that we do is personal injury cases, and it's all kinds of personal injury cases, but we also, but we do primarily car wrecks and all kinds of 18-wheeler wrecks and things like that.
Okay. So it's basically a combination of like any type of injury somebody could be calling into your office for assistance with their case.
Any kind of an injury where there is another person who's at fault for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it can't just be an accident where there's no one at fault and you want to, sue, people for whatever. You can't do that. But if it's a person who has some kind of a rule that they were supposed to follow that they did not follow, which caused an accident resulting in an injury.
Okay, got it. And how long have y'all been practicing? Like, how long have you had the firm?
Oh, goodness. Well, I've been a lawyer for 23 years. I started my own practice in 2008. So it's been a minute. I know, it's really gone by so fast.
Yeah, no, and you guys have made obviously like a really big name for yourself. I mean, you're on billboards all over. Your advertising is definitely on point. How is that, overall like done for the firm, like being able to have that kind of exposure in addition to just, people referring through their own personal accident and you helping them?
Well, it's hard. I'll just tell you, it's very hard. Houston is a very hard place to be a personal injury lawyer. It's like there's so many people out there that are spending money trying to advertise. So I'll just say that it's hard, but it's working.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I believe that. You guys we work a little bit with you in my medical practice, and you guys, over the years, it's like you guys have just gotten busier and busier and more popular.
Incremental. I mean, it's like one little step at a time, and then you'll go back a couple of steps, and then you'll move up a couple of steps. But pretty soon here, I think, we're going to see someone on top.
Yeah.
That's probably sitting right here.
Really? I love it. I love it. So tell me about some of the statistics with personal injury, because it just seems like there's accidents happening like so often, and there's just so many new clients, throughout all these different firms, you being one of the top ones. But like, what are some of the statistics on like that? Well,
okay, so for your show, for car crashes are actually the second leading cause of death for young people.
Really?
Second, yes. And also, if you are on your phone while you're driving, that increases your risk of a crash by 23 times.
Oh my goodness. Those are really alarming numbers. I know like there's laws like, in California, for example, like, and they've basically, you're not allowed to be on your phone. You get like a ticket.
Sure.
Is that something that you feel like Texas will, incorporate? Because I feel like it would be of such value.
Yeah, well, we do have a law that you cannot text and drive. So
we do technically.
But look, Everybody does.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, and I see these cases every day.
Right.
And so you would think the person who sees it every single day, but the point of it is that our phones are addictive, you know, and it's very powerful. So I think the point of it though is to try to bring it down as much as you can. Like any little bit that you can say, okay, I'm not going to text, I'm not going to look at my phone. Any percentage overall in the big picture is helpful for everybody.
So I know today actually we're going to be joined later on the show by a personal client that you've had.
You sure are.
And had a very, you know, horrific accident. How often do you find accidents of, you know, in that nature that come to you where, you know, they're not just simple musculoskeletal things that they're needing medically speaking, it's much more severe?
Every week.
Really?
Oh yeah. Every single week. I mean, I could tell you, you know, right now about every kind of case it is, but trust me, there's every single week, very bad injuries. We had a fatality yesterday,
My goodness.
a foot amputation also yesterday. I mean, it's every single day.
And this is in Houston, Texas. This is like
True.
within
Yes.
Okay, do you practice outside of here? Or?
Yeah, we I call myself we, but I handle cases across the country, but primarily here in Houston because it's such a big market. There's so many people here that you can spend all of your time and still not reach everybody here.
Right.
But if there's a big case or, you know, something else like that, then I'll go where, you know, wherever the case is.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll like, you know.
Absolutely.
Basically, because you partner up with other attorneys in different states.
True.
Because if someone's looking, you know, but they find you, you don't want to just, you know, you'll hand them off to someone there, but you're also involved, for, you know, throughout that case as well.
Yeah, right. So we'll, you know, sometimes we'll hand off, but other times we'll actually stay on the case and we'll just hire the other firm to sort of file things for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything specific, like, you know, you'd want the audience to know just about your firm and kind of finding you guys and the process of just, I guess, kind of becoming a client?
Well, okay. So one thing that I would like for people to understand that the kind of lawyer that I am happens to maybe be the most hated kind of lawyer. You know, people don't like car wreck lawyers. But I want for people to know that what we're doing is we are trying to put the responsibility on car crashes on the people who caused the car crash, right?
Okay.
So that when you have to pay for the medical bills, it comes from that source and it doesn't go on to Medicare, doesn't go, you know, or the person, you know, themselves, but, you know, so if we did not have this system, then people would get into a car crash and they either wouldn't be able to get any care or it would go all onto government benefits, raising taxes for everybody. Because so what we're trying to do is shift the burden of that onto the parties who cause it.
Who caused it.
And almost in every single case, if you ever see us, it's always about insurance. So when we go to the courtroom, we can't say, hey guys, there's car insurance. It's been this freaking car insurance company that just won't pay this case. We can't say that.
Right.
So what it appears like is that we're suing some person, which we are, but that's not who's going to pay for it.
Exactly.
So what we're trying to do is, you know, basically help to process a claim for that person who's hurt, and sometimes insurance companies say, you know, people don't like car wreck cases. We're going to go see what a jury thinks when the jury thinks that you're suing some grandma. And because we can't say, no, it's actually this car insurance company. They just won't pay, you know. So that's one thing that I want for people to understand, you know.
But you know what, I do want to bring on one of the guests actually that you guys personally have helped with. We're going to have her mom, Kortney, and Kylie. But first I want to take a quick look at the clip right after the accident. So let's do that.
Where it's going to be the second area. I'm going to try and run about here. Because that's what I was thinking. I mean, if she hadn't have started turning yet, then yeah, it would have been, should have been. The guy, yeah, he says, I saw her lights on and she was signaling.
Well, that was really tough to watch. So that was you, Kylie. That was your accident.
Yes.
So that's 2022. That's not very many years ago.
Mm-mm.
So bringing back to that moment, do you remember anything?
Unfortunately, I do. The only time I lost consciousness was whenever I exited my vehicle, and that was it. I remember pretty much everything else.
And by the way, what she's saying is that she actually went out the back window of her car head first. That's what she remembers.
That's what she remembers, yeah.
She was hit so hard that she gets ejected out of the back window of her car head first.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she flew about 40 feet before she landed. It was kind of dusk that day, and so it took them a little bit to figure out where she was.
Okay.
And they were all trying to put the pieces together as to how it happened, because it was such a unique circumstance.
Yeah, and what happened was the guy was on his phone.
Really?
Streaming.
He was streaming, and he had streamed 2,000 hours on, that thing that he was on.
Platform.
Yeah.
That platform he was on.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're taken in an ambulance.
I was life-flighted.
You were life flighted? Really? Was this here on one of the freeways here in Houston?
I was more south. I was in Alvin. I was in Brazoria County
Okay.
on one of the 2-lane highways.
And what time of day was this?
It was like 6:37.
Like a regular evening for you. And you were, at the time, you were just a senior in high school?
Yes, ma'am. It was 5 days after my birthday. I had just turned 18.
My goodness. And
She was on her way to her grandmother's house.
She was on her way to go get her birthday gift because she hadn't seen my parents since her birthday. So she got off work after she finished school for the day and was waiting to make a left-hand turn, sitting still, and got slammed into from behind and pushed into another lane where she got hit again, and then ejected from the car. It was pretty chaotic.
all because someone was on their phone.
Yeah, because he wasn't paying attention.
Two people had already passed me in the shoulder, and then he hits me, and that's really how that all started.
My goodness. I wanted to get you guys out here. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back and talk about everything and how this experience left you and how Brian White helped out. So we're going to be right back with you after this commercial break to continue and learn more about Kylie's story. Some of the things that Hatching for Health was involved in over this past weekend was the Dream Rides charity event, where it was a beautiful event out at a hangar in Katy, Texas, where they were raising money for children's transportation needs, predominantly cancer children. And it was a beautiful event. We were so thankful to be a part of it, and we hope to do more and more with Dream Rides over the years to come.
Your private practice deserves more than sticky notes and missed calls. Funnel Cake MD is the HIPAA-compliant growth platform built for doctors and dentists. Manage calls, texts, and emails in one secure inbox. Book more patients, cut the admin chaos, and keep your front desk sane. Try it free for 14 days with full white glove onboarding so you're running smooth from day one. Don't let outdated software hold you back. Sweeten your growth with Funnel Cake MD. Start your free trial now at funnelcakemd.ai.
Funnel Cake MD, all-in-one tool to grow your practice.
I was recently involved in an 18-wheeler accident. The insurance company was only offering me $1,000. I called Tom Thurlow, and he was able to win me a settlement of $245,000.
Don't delay. Call Tom today. 713-CALL-TOM.
In 2020, I was going to work and the stairs of my apartment broke, and I went 20 feet through, breaking my back in 2 places and 5 discs herniated. I was scared, alone. After meeting Dr. Remy Nader and his staff, they got me back to not only the dad I used to be, but the person I used to be too.
At the International Center for Neuroscience, we take pride in providing you second opinions for your brain or spine problems. I'm Dr. Remy Nader, board-certified neurosurgeon. Let me help you get your life back.
Welcome back from the commercial break. If you have just joined us, we have Brian White here, along with Kortney and Kylie. And Kylie, we were talking about a very horrific accident that she had just a few years back, and we were right in the middle of that story. So Kylie, we were just talking about the point where you're basically have to be life flighted, and you're by yourself in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so they life flighted you to a local hospital?
They life flighted me to Herman in the medical center.
Okay, so what were your initial injuries at that time?
My C3 and C4 vertebrae were completely blown out, and they were just completely broken. And my lower lumbar was also fractured, and then I had a huge gash on the side of my face right here, a knot on my forehead from hitting the steering wheel that life flight had to cut open. Just a lot.
All the things. And Mom, this is your only child.
Yep.
So how did you handle this initial phone call?
Not great. I actually didn't get a phone call. I got a text message on my phone through the Life 360 app. In our family group, it sent out a push message saying that there had been a large impact detected in Kylie's car and that I needed to check on her. I called my mom because I knew that's where she was going, and when they answered, you could just hear chaos in the background, and I instantly just started trembling and trying to get there as quickly as I could. I don't remember a whole lot of the drive there. I think I was just in so much shock. But when I did get there, they were treating her in an ambulance, and she spoke. And when I heard her, I was like, okay, this is gonna be, she's alive, basically.
Right.
But then once getting to the hospital, a 9-hour surgery was really hard on her body. And we had COVID at Christmas just a few weeks before that. So her lungs were really, really damaged. And it took a long time to get her off of the ventilator and things like that. She was intubated for about 7 weeks.
Wow.
So
you immediately went into a 9-hour surgery?
Yes.
To try and basically sever, your cervical spine, essentially?
To put the titanium in place.
Okay.
They put a plate in the front of her neck, and then they put rods down the back of her neck. So they did a repair from the front and then flipped her and did a repair from the back to keep everything together because there was no bone to really hold on to.
So have you not been able to walk ever since that? Was it basically took that from you?
Yes, ma'am.
So did they say that there's any opportunity to ever walk again? Is there?
So there's actually a funny story about that. Mom, as soon as I'm in the hospital, I'm in the emergency room, and Mom comes in to see me, and she goes, I'm here. And I just look at her and I go, I'm never gonna walk again. And she goes, don't say that. And I go, no, ask the doctor. And he just shows her my CT scan, and she goes, I think I'm gonna pass out. I need a chair. Because that's when it hits everybody that it's just so severe.
Yeah,
right.
It was pretty intense.
So you guys, this is, being in this position, you deserve justice. So how did you guys find Brian White? How did this, come to?
So a family member of ours has worked with him in the past, and he came very highly recommended. We called him, and he immediately came out to my parents' house that night around 9 p.m. And him and his team sat down with us and gave us a really great idea of what to expect. And just basically, you worry about this little girl being okay, and I'll take care of everything else. And I believed him, and he did. He absolutely fought incredibly hard for us to get as much as we possibly could to make sure, that Kylie was going to be taken care of for what she needed now that we've been in this tough situation.
Right. It's like a life, needing so much care. You have a full-time caretaker, I believe, that's even here today assisting you guys. So what kind of settlement did you help produce for this family?
Well, it was very big, but it's confidential. Whenever you have really big sums of money, they usually want confidentiality, but I can say it's in the 8-figure range, and it's not just barely 8-figure. So it was big, but she also has obviously a whole lot of medicals, and how much is it worth to never be able to walk again, so while it was a very big one, there was also obviously a big need for that.
Speaking of a walk again, we do have a physical therapist here with Sculpt You. I kind of want to get some of his take on situations like this and how they're able to help. So let's bring on Clay. Welcome, Clay. Thank you for additionally joining us today.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so you have a practice here in Houston, Sculpt You.
Yep.
Well, actually, it's throughout Houston. You have several locations.
Yeah, we have 6 locations here in Houston and a couple in San Antonio. They're all outpatient orthopedic clinics, focusing on a variety of different things, all from neuro-based things all the way through sports injuries and a wide demographic of patients. So.
Well, I know I brought you here specifically today because I want to talk a little bit about Kylie's situation, but also just overall when a new patient kind of comes into your practice, because you guys do, private insurance, but as well a lot of the personal injury as well, community.
Yeah, that's correct. And I'll first say, what's so inspiring about Kylie's story is not just kind of where she's at today in her recovery, but just her drive to continue quality of life. It's really difficult after such a traumatic injury to even get to here, and it doesn't just stop after the case is over. In her case, this is a lifelong thing she's going to have to keep working on, and so it's really important to have a good team from the start, and lawyers like Brian, and getting you into the right healthcare facilities and having a good team approach around that to make sure that the patients are getting quality care. And that's the personal injury side of things, is just really infusing quality care into that industry and making sure patients are getting what they need when they need it.
Right, absolutely. I know, Brian, like you guys are big advocates for physical therapy and kind of even, getting that right out the gates. Like chiropractic's awesome too, but I think some of what the physical therapists do is more, intriguing to you for your client's care.
Yes, 100%. Our goal is to help people to get better in every single way, and one of those things is to make sure that they see the best possible people for their medical care, and so many people get all kinds of benefits from going to physical therapy. I mean, it just
Right.
works,
Yeah, it's like kind of a head to toe,
Yeah.
Evaluation and treatment. So tell us, with somebody like Kylie, like coming out of that accident, like how would her initial, I know this wasn't your specific therapy doctor, but how does that initial visit go?
Yeah, so and I know Kylie can definitely speak more on this in her personal experience. I think as everyone is so different in how that turns out, but something as so traumatic as this, it usually starts inpatient, right? And a lot of inpatient care, and that sometimes can go on for weeks, months, and sometimes you're there for much longer than you think. And eventually that transitions into an outpatient facility, which is something that I run. And that can be very rigorous, where you're going 4 or 5 times a week, and sometimes you're not getting as many visits in as you need. That stuff needs to be daily, right? And there's a lot of strain on the family to get to appointments and on the patient themselves, and having the access is a huge component to that, and just having the resources to be able to do that. And like I said, things that Brian does to help to facilitate that, to get the quality care through that transition, so you can get to the right facilities, is the first step.
It's so important. And now you were saying that y'all were in the hospital, I guess, kind of getting some of that treatment following the surgery for, you said
5 months.
5 months.
5 months. We were
Wow.
She was hospitalized for 5 months. Yeah. And the rehab process did start pretty early on. Once she was stable enough to be moved, within the first couple of weeks, they were sitting her up and, getting her to bear weight on different parts of her body to see what her function was. The tricky part is a lot of times when you have someone that's really critically ill, they can slide backwards and come, they have other problems that have to be treated, and so then the PT gets held off on. So it just kind of depends on what their health status is at the time. But once we got towards the end, the last 4 weeks of her treatment were in inpatient therapy.
Okay, and that was probably daily. They're coming in there and doing different things with her. Okay.
6 or 8 hours a day. You have a full schedule, and you have a whole team that works with you.
Wow.
And with a C3, C4 injury that she went through, there's a lot of things that are happening beneath the surface. Many different systems in the body that are affected. More than just the limbs, there's a lot of sensory issues and autonomic type of issues and things that we don't see outside of the PT world and what she's experiencing. So there's a lot of internal things that are happening that we have to test for and make sure that she's able to do.
Is the use of I know, like, this arm is not as Yeah, you're able to use this
Yeah, I
one.
have my left arm.
Is this something that you're doing therapy on to be able to graduate back to using it, or?
I'm working out at a gym,
Okay.
basically. I
Yeah.
go to the gym twice a week.
Oh, good for you.
Or at least once a week.
Do you have a trainer, or do you just kind of bounce around and do things?
Me.
Okay. Yeah.
I basically just lift weights.
Okay.
The physical therapists give us pamphlets of how to do certain exercises to strengthen certain muscles. So when we've done some of the therapies in other places, she'll use those to kind of create what she needs to do.
Okay, that's fantastic. There's something important, because I don't want the episode to end before we get there, but there's a special thing that you did actually for the personal injury community, and really an advocate for patients. I think Brian White set you up to go down to Congress and speak.
Yes.
Very recent. Can you tell me about that?
Brian?
Well, okay,
you
so
help me?
almost every single year there's a House bill, which is a push to basically put up barriers to people who have to sue other people. And these barriers were going to take away the ability for people to get compensated for mental anguish, for different things, for impairment, but also to make it extremely hard to get medical bills paid for. It's crazy. So Kylie actually went down there and
You gave her story.
Yes, and it worked.
It helped a
Yes,
lot.
it did.
Yeah,
Yes.
awesome.
No, it definitely helped. I know that law did end up in our favor as a medical provider, and Clay
Did not pass, in other
Yeah,
words.
it did not pass.
and
It didn't pass.
exactly. So,
But they try every single year, and all it is lobbying because they don't want to have to pay. They want to put it onto the taxpayer.
Exactly.
So every single year they try it, and actually they get something almost every year. But
Yeah.
this year they got almost nothing.
That's fantastic. We do have to wrap up, but before we go, where can people find you, Clay?
Yeah, so I'll have my contact information, where you can access it on the screen here. But I'm located all inside the loop here in Houston, Texas, the Heights, all the way from Sugar Land to the Galleria area. I got clinics all over the place, and all the way out in San Antonio as well. So I got a lot of great doctors. Everyone's treated one-on-one, whether it's personal injury or sports injuries type stuff. Quality of care is everything that we
Perfect. And Brian White, is it brianwhite.com or?
It is getbrian.com.
Getbrian.com.
Or you can call me at 713-500-5000. Easy to remember.
Fantastic. Well, and I wish you, Kylie, a beautiful continuous
Thank
recovery,
you.
and you have a wonderful spirit. So I know everything's going to continue to get better. And thank you, Mom, for joining us as well.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome. And thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Hatching for Health. But before we go, we have our Golden Egg raffle. So this week, it's going to be 4 passes to the Lone Star Flight Museum. So if you're interested in winning, you need to DM us on Facebook or Instagram. And that's all for now. We'll see you right back here at 9:30 next week.